Just a boy, Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am. But right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Hey, hello, Star Wars fans. You know, there's just 59 days until Christmas, Jason. Did
What?
you know that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You got less than 60 days. You better get to the store.
That's why I got my Christmas lights up outside. You can see them just shining into the window.
There you go. There you go. Yeah,
I like your Return to the Jedi themed blue screen. You're like, remember ILM in 1983? This guy.
Speaking of ILM, Light and Magic's getting a second season. Did you know that was happening?
Mm-mm.
I didn't
I
know
didn't hear about that.
I didn't know it was happening either. And then I saw a thing come across on the interwebs, and I was like, "What is this? Light and Magic season 2? What?"
Yeah.
So let me just
Is
play
it about
this.
Phil Tippett's chest hair?
Yeah,
What's
I don't know what it's about, but this
Wild Wild West. Everything you ever wanted to know about doing the visual effects.
Fantha Tracks TV posted this, and I don't know if
I can't hear it. Can you hear it?
Yeah. Let me see. Hold on. Subtitles on.
Oh man, auto-generated ones are going to be like 9/11
gonna
was
be
an
great.
inside job.
So there it says, we shot our last 3210 interview for the Light and Magic season 2 documentary in this very stage.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. Light and
Okay.
Magic season 2 shot right there on that very stage.
Wow.
Now season 1 was not bad, right?
No, season 1, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah. And you could still watch that on Disney Plus if folks haven't caught that. But season 2, it reminds me a lot. I don't know that Light and Magic season 1 gave us a tremendous amount of new information that wasn't already out there in other interviews and things, other documentaries.
It was stuff that you would had to have really been a hardcore reading, like I said, Phil Tippett interviews and stuff like that, and that. So I would say to general audiences, it's very, very in depth for the general audience like person. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I thought it, for what they were doing, it was a good job. Like whereas on the flip side, you put Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and a bunch of people currently working on Star Wars projects today in a table, and it's just we're all a happy family, and it's boring, and it's nothing. It's literally PR, but that has a little bit of PR to it because it's still Disney, but it's not. It could be a lot worse. So
Yeah, I mean, it's like
thumbs up.
exactly. Thumbs up. It was good. Season 2, I don't know what they're going to cover, but I'm looking forward to getting more information. I had no idea it was being done. And
yeah, I would hope. I mean, in a perfect world, see, because of secrecy, it's hard to make anything happen. But it would be cool if they went into like the sequel trilogy era of visual effects, like what they were doing. What innovations did they bring to the table? Because a lot of times they tend to overlook like the current gen innovations, and not want to go behind the scenes of them, you know? Like, even I think it might even have been in that doc, they talked about how they were pretending to do things that they didn't actually do for the photos and stuff. that like just to like hide with how they did things.
Well, I wonder if it'll go into the Mando, like the Disney Plus stuff.
Oh, like the volume, maybe
exactly
like the volume. That would make sense. That would be.
We got some of that in.
Does ILM though get ownership of that?
Good question.
You know what I'm saying though. Like in the history of it, does it? I mean, realistically, it's probably a lot of the same people, but also you have like Epic are the ones who are really kind of behind it at the same time. So.
Yeah. Hey, I see David Tree here from All the Cool Stuff. He has a collectibles toy kind of store in London, England, over across the pond. Not London, Ohio, or I'd go visit. If he was in London, Ohio, I'd go visiting. But he's all the way. I mean, it's just too far to drive.
I mean, you have flying reindeers and the power of teleportation, and apparently the ability to stop time. If you don't like them, just say it. I mean, you could literally just walk through like a fireplace and end up at his house. Harry Potter.
I mean, there is that. There is that. But later today, just in other news, later today, there's 1027 Hasbro Pulse Premium event. Right. This is for their premium subscribers, premium members. Is this kind of deal? And they've got some, it says, join us at 3 p.m. Eastern. The last time they did this, it was a couple of hours. And they cover all kinds of different franchises, right? So they'll have Marvel, they'll have Transformers.
G.I. Joe?
G.I. Joe. Yes, absolutely. And then Star Wars will be some part of it. Maybe, 15 minutes along the way or a half an hour along the way. And then they will have new product reveals, content, and exclusive first access to pre-orders for some of your favorite brands. Now, the problem with Hasbro is we don't have a lot of clarity into what to expect, right? You can move to London, Ohio. I'll help you move. You want to come to London, Ohio? We'll help you out, Dave. But the whole deal is we don't have a lot of insight. Now, I have. If you follow, if you go out to Instagram, you can follow some accounts there that are pretty good at guessing what's coming along. But from what I have kind of gotten out of some of our insiders is from a Star Wars perspective, this Hasbro premium event, 1027, super exciting. You should be, billfold ready, get to warm up the credit card. No, I don't think so. I don't think today is going to be your day. For folks who are really excited. From what I've seen, there's a couple of things that might be of interest. Of course, as it is with Hasbro lately, what they do is they try to break things down for gaming fans. That maybe they'll have one or two gaming figures released, and then they'll break things down for original trilogy fans and some sort of repackage or something, update of something from the original trilogy. And they just throw out little morsels to everybody along the way. And if you are, say, a dedicated Mandalorian collector, right, you'll be lucky if you get one or two pieces, right? If you're a try to get everything kind of person, you'll go broke because they just keep reissuing the same stuff over and over again. And it just with a slightly repaint or a touch up. So you end up with, say, Darth Vader from A New Hope. You could have dozens of them, all different, but still Darth Vader from.
I was at GameStop the other day and I saw Dr. Aphra. I was like, oh wow. I picked it up and then it was in a box and I couldn't see the toy. And I was like, you're an idiot. I'm not gonna buy your crap. Put it back down. Then I look over and then there's a Return of the Jedi, Luke Jedi. I'm like, oh, cool. and then he doesn't have the soft goods cape. The only cool thing about the figure was the fact that it had the and I was just like, no, I'm like, you guys can't even trick me into impulse buying when I have $25 burning a hole in my pocket. You guys are idiots.
Now talk about impulse buying. I have a thing. I've been holding on to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
This cracks me up. This cracks me up. You can see it right here. It's special. It's got that French.
Not putting your address up. Not putting your address up on the screen.
No, this is my public mailbox.
Okay.
So if somebody wants to get that, you're good. Okay. Public mailbox. I got that just for this kind of thing, right?
Right.
But you can see this came from Entertainment Earth. It says fragile, handle with care, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Very clearly. Does this box look like it was handled with care?
No. I thought about it and it does not.
No. This thing's been beaten. You can say,
you know what? I just looked it up, and Entertainment Earth has no power in that jurisdiction. They can say whatever they want. Nobody cares what they say.
That's true. So, but I mean, good for them. They at least tried, right?
Mm-hmm.
They put it in great big writing across the front. Like, you guys, be careful. Don't abuse the merch. But
one time I was at the Entertainment Earth booth, like up top at Comic-Con, for the press people. Yeah. And Stan Lee was in there. Oh. And it was just like me, Stan Lee, and like two of these extraordinarily beautiful women from Twin Peaks. What? And I was like, this is strange. It was really weird. Like one of the weirdest shows. I just kind of stood there. I didn't say anything. I wasn't talking to anybody. I'm just like, this is weird.
There's an invoice. Yeah, how that happened?
They were doing something for Entertainment Earth. I don't know, like a signings or something. And then I was just there to get I think it was like red stormtroopers before episode 9.
Yeah, this is like you can see through.
Mm-hmm.
This thing was abused on the way. But unfortunately, again, Entertainment Earth, they do a nice job.
Do they?
The packaging's good. And look inside there. Look at that.
Oh, wow. And this is for me?
No. No.
I thought I got it because I leaked that. I thought I leaked that was coming, so I got to have it.
No, you don't get to have.
What?
No.
I think that should be my deal with Hasbro. If I leak anything correctly, I get the toy.
Yeah. So I've been waiting to open this because I thought, well, I'll wait for a slow news day.
I love the box art. The box
it's great.
So good.
It's absolutely great. I mean, look, we've got.
Yeah, that's fun.
And look, the box survived all that abuse.
I will say though, Hasbro needs to stop putting all of the logos in red as if it's like this, like that doesn't fit the tone of the Mandalorian.
That's true.
And they do it on all of them. They don't care what it is. They'll be like, oh, Phantom Menace, make it a blood red logo. It's like, no, guys.
Why not use the logo from the season?
Yeah.
Pick one of the season logos.
Or just go retro, but also just remember like Return of the Jedi, and it had that red logo, and it was like that fit with the Emperor's Royal Guards and everything at the end. But I don't know. I guess the Empire had it too, but whatever. Don't care.
There we go. It's fantastic box art.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It's great.
I like how they have some of the yellow coming through still. Get that detail.
Let's open this up and take a look at inside.
Is it the same? Is it the same N1 as from the Phantom Menace? Like, is it the same toy just repainted, or is it a new sculpt on the ship itself?
There's a bit of differences, but there's a little more than just a repaint. So, it's almost the same.
Almost
the same.
Does it have that big rubber tail that like gets kind of warped out after 2 seconds? Remember that? I was like, come on, man. I mean, let kids poke their eye out, learn a lesson.
I think that's the case from everything I've seen.
Yeah.
The difference is
even lawn darts. They'll be fine around that after lawn darts.
Oh man, there's good stuff. I keep getting videos of people who grew up in the 80s. Mm-hmm. And kids today will never know the joy of lawn darts.
Lawn darts.
Oh man.
You can throw them at TVs and make TVs explode. It's great.
You'd have competitions who can throw it the highest. Like the game was supposed to be there's like a big hula hoop, that's 30 yards away or something like that, and you try to underhand the little lawn dart into the hula hoop that's across the way.
Yeah,
that lasts for about a minute, and then you're like,
then there's just a big toy box with one random sharp lawn dart in it. That's how it ends up. Like,
you're throwing that thing as high as you can, and then trying to you got to track it. You got to know where that thing went, because what comes up comes back down with a big metal pointy tip.
Yeah.
So this is nice because they do. I like these when they come with the carded figures inside.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Because you get an unpunched, like absolutely perfect carded figure inside.
Can I have it?
No.
All right.
No, you cannot have this. This goes in Santa's collection, and this will not be
open it now.
No,
rip it off like real hard. Just like rip it off like super.
No, won't do it. This it's absolutely perfect, and I'm not. No, it's
when I was a young punk, we didn't have any money. Nobody give us no jobs, and Power of the Force 95 comes out. I'm like 14. Yeah. I'm just going into the stores, grabbing the bubbles, squeeze the bubble off the card with the little tag in it into my sweater sleeve, backpack like this, and I'm out with the full collection. That was a bad kid.
Bad Jason.
Bad kid.
Bad. What makes this one kind of nice is they finally started including the Beskar spear. You can see that right there.
Oh yeah.
And now I already
got the spear.
Yeah, you get all the things.
That's cool.
But what is not in here is his first rifle. You know, the iconic.
Now, is this set sold everywhere, or is that only at Entertainment Earth?
No, this is sold everywhere. You can get them on.
I feel like I was shilling for them right there. You're like, actually, it's an Entertainment Earth exclusive. No, I kind of want to get this for Luke, my son, for Christmas. I think.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Like this one.
Yeah, it doesn't have the destroy your Jawa's blaster.
Yeah,
right.
Well, because he's lost it by then because it was blown up in the Razor Crest.
Yeah, the disintegrator rifle isn't in here, but you do get the dark saber. And the Beskar spear. Now, the Beskar spear, what's great about that is I had a good friend of ours, a mutual friend, 3D print that thing and send it to me. So I already have a Beskar spear. And I already have a soft goods Mando.
Think you're better than us?
Thus, no need to open this thing, right? I can leave this in its perfect packaging. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So let's see what else we got over here.
I want Santa to go like this. So, oh no! Just smashes it.
This is some of the differences you can see with this versus the original one, right? You've got right. The original in one didn't have the open,
right?
This was just a solid whatever. So it does have some differences. Plus, this interchangeable thing here wasn't there. In the original
Grogu bubble.
Yeah, the Grogu bubble. So that's the main part in the canopy here.
It slides now.
It's got the great.
Okay, yeah, the original one is opened up, I think.
Yeah, so that slides open. You slide the figure down in there, right?
When Phantom Menace was coming out, I went to Celebration 1 in Denver, and I ran into the guy who ran T-Bone Star Wars Universe, was like the best spoiler site back then. And we started talking. He's like, "We're going to Toys R Us. Do you want to come?" And we're like, "Yeah." So we went with him. And then I was like, "I guys got to buy my stuff now because we're with that guy that I like from the internet." And so I bought a bunch of stuff that I went to bring it back with me through the airport. But I was like, I can't bring all of this in boxes. So I was going to open it all up anyway. So I opened up stuff. And when they got to Anakin's pod, with the pod racer with 2 wires going out to the engines.
Oh yeah,
I thought I had plastic explosives.
Oh no,
I was like, I almost missed the flight back home. They were just like grilling me. What is this? What's this about? where, you know what I mean? How much money do you have? I'm like, I don't have any money now. They're like, why not? I'm like, because I'm like 19 years old and I went to Denver for a Star Wars convention. I spent everything on everything that you're looking at. And they're just like, we know 9/11 hasn't happened yet, but we know you're going to do it. Like that, that was their attitude.
After the 9/11 all calmed down, we went down to Mexico for vacation with some friends of ours, and we were down in Morelia, down in the Michoacan state. It's like nowhere near any of the touristy places, and we're just traveling around, and we're going to these small little villages. Some of them don't have any running water. There's like, backwoods kind of places. It was absolutely awesome.
Places where if you murder, they will never find you.
well, there was some concern, but
No.
except
I'm kidding.
The one town we went into, they were having a big like buyer's market kind of thing, where it's seller's market. You could come in and bring your wares and sell them in all these booths throughout the whole little village. Tiny village, like no running water, but hundreds and hundreds of vendors selling stuff. It was awesome. And we're walking down the way, and there's it's real close to Dia de los Muertos, right? The Day of the Dead, real close to that. And there's little celebrations going on here and there. We're walking down the street, and all of a sudden, pow, 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 pow. People celebrating. Celebrating.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
Sounds like my neighborhood right here.
It was great. Except when we went to go, we went back to the airport to leave, days later, almost a week later. And the sniffers on the sensors picked up
gunpowder. Yeah.
They were like, why is there gunpowder on your stuff? What do you got?
Because I am Santa Sangre.
Hey, Meg, how are you?
Hello, Megan. New Megan Gunray.
It's good to see you. How have you been?
I'm good. How are you? How are you, Jason?
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We're just talking about the times that Santa went to Mexico and did all kinds of bad things.
No, I mean, they really did pick up on
the gunpowder. That's crazy.
Gunpowder.
Yeah,
that wasn't a fun thing. So again, I'm unboxing my Mandalorian in one Starfighter. So we're doing that. And
that was a girl. Oh, cool, nerd. I've heard that before.
Yeah,
I've heard that very specific. Cool.
Yeah. For many reasons, I would not be getting a date with this girl. No, that wouldn't be happening. No. There's lots of other reasons, but this is one. Yeah.
Is it because I'm a cartoon over Coruscant?
Yes, that's a good start because Jessica Rabbit, what's her name from Cool World? Not real, turns out. It was hard when I was 8 to accept that.
Dave Tree's got a story. He's on the list.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? I've got an interesting story about Dave Tree.
Oh, you do? I know. Go ahead.
I don't know if you know this. I don't know if he's ever said this to you, but he's the only person at Celebration who looked at me and knew exactly who I was.
Yeah, I knew that. He contacted me and said, well, first of all, I was talking to him before Celebration. It was a long time before. And he said, just based on your language pattern, some of the things you say, a little bit of an accent, he says, I know exactly where she lives. I could narrow it down. I've got it like within a half-mile block. Like, well, okay.
Really? Out of curiosity, because I know he's in the chat, where does he think I live?
Do you want him to say? What if he's right?
If he does, you have to sing Fake Plastic Trees for him right now. You have to just a cappella.
You know my dad produced that song.
Really?
Yeah, the Bends, the album.
Wow. Anyway. That's amazing.
Radiohead.
Well, then just go to the master tracks and pull out the acapella and just play it for him.
Yeah. He says you have a Bristol accent.
I don't. I'm actually quite far away from Bristol, but he's got the side of the country correct.
Yeah, and then some of your things that you say, the jibber jabber piece gave you away a little bit, because
I see.
not everybody says jibber jabber. There's only some people that do that. There's a part of the wing there too. So he's like, oh, I know where this comes from. So there was that. So he was already really in tune to your voice.
Mhm.
And so I think when he met you at Celebration, your voice told him instantly, I know exactly who you are. Now,
That's very interesting. I've never actually been to Bristol, but he's got the west side of the country correct.
aha. Yeah, he says West Country, right? It's jibber jabber. Right? That's what he figured out.
He was so lovely. He was so lovely meeting him in person.
He is hilarious.
Such a genuine person. Yeah.
Yeah, he really is. Now, one of my favorite things is the video he did with I'm vacillating on his name, but he goes by we know him around here as Zuvio, right? Zuvium. He and Martin are real close friends, and they did a video some time ago, and Martin's throwing shoes at him. It's great. It's a Dave Tree. He's a great guy. He's also lots of shenanigans with that guy. So there's that. So there, we're assembling the in one. It's almost it's getting there. Meg, you covered some good news, bad news on your video today.
Yes, and it was actually thanks to you that I was able to get the little segment about Star Wars Outlaws in there, because I hadn't refreshed Bespin's page in a while, so it was a good little thing to throw in.
Yeah, so Bespin did share a story today that and let me share this on the screen here. Come back over here. That Ubisoft may delay. It says delay an unnamed large game to next fiscal years, expected to be Star Wars Outlaws. So just easy math is, I think, how he's coming up with Outlaws. And the interesting part of this is this next fiscal year bit, right? Because next fiscal year for Ubisoft begins in like April, I think it is, right? Is that it? Delayed till later.
Yeah, I got Bespin sent a message for the show.
Oh.
He said he can't come on, but tell him Reddit do their numbers wrong. Ahsoka 7 was 12.7 million views. Also, I have an article about Outlaws delayed. My work here is done.
Bespin, we're not talking about numbers. That's not today's. Yeah. Get over it.
It's wrong.
No.
It's wrong, and now you know.
Now I know. I've been corrected. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it says on their earnings call, they revealed that an upcoming large game will not release the end of this fiscal year. Well, their fiscal year ends March 31st.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, if it came out April 3rd, that wouldn't make it. It's only delayed by 3 days, but on the investor call, they have to reveal it's not going to hit the books.
Yeah.
Right. So
I'm guessing. I'm just guessing. If it doesn't make that window, it probably comes out around October to hit for Christmas. Like that's probably what they'll do.
Hit the holidays.
Yeah.
I could see that, but does it make sense to delay it that long?
I mean, if you miss your huge window, but that's all. Like, look at when they released Jedi. What was it called? Fallen Order and Survivor. Look at like when those hit. It was around. I think it was around October, and it was massively successful both times. So I would imagine if you weren't going to make that window, you might go for that. Just saying, classically, they tend to like to bundle up things for synergy. That's like the idea. It doesn't mean they always land it, but like originally, I think like Mando and Jedi, the first Jedi Survivor game came out like at the same time. They kind of like usually have things that line up. So if it doesn't make that window, but I'm wondering what he says. I mean, he's the gaming expert. I just play them. I don't pay attention to games too much.
So Bespin said, though they didn't specify which title, it's believed Outlaws would be the most likely candidate of the things they're working on. It's the one that lines up most closely to it. It says the company can therefore confirm its announced guidance of a strong top line growth and blah 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 at 400 million euros, right? Without releasing the other large game it had initially planned to launch. The company also decided to launch its other large game as well, so to maximize its value creation. So the reasons
that's what I'm all about.
They believe the mystery title suffering a delay in Outlaws is due to a past report revealing that Ubisoft was hoping to release Outlaws within its next fiscal year. So it goes back to the previous report where they said, hey, we've got Outlaws aiming for this fiscal year. Now they're saying a big game for this fiscal year is going to be next fiscal year. And they're like 1 and 1 could be that. Yeah. Says so. However, within the same article, it mentioned that the window of release felt too ambitious, according to their sources. With those sources adding they didn't expect the video game to release until next fiscal window, which begins April. Like I said before, it could be 3 days late. It's going to miss the window, right?
Yeah, but it won't be 3 days late. If it was 3 days late, they would just release it broken, and then they would fix it later. So it's going to be later than that, probably. I would just guess. I mean, based off of how they did the last one, they wanted to make it. But once again, there's somebody that's like, I know everything about video games, and you're dumb. So, okay, guy, whatever you say. But yeah, I would imagine it won't be 3 days late.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, they'll just release broken. So,
Bespin goes on to say, because I know how upset he gets when I skip big parts of his story. I skip the part about, hey, support me on Ko-Fi and all that. But we'll get to that. He's got this great big orange support me on Patreon. You guys should do that. Like, if you're not supporting Bespin on Patreon, like, it's easy. It just
or support me, and then I'll like make it rain on him. But just
no, we know that's not true, Jason.
I'll do this, but it won't go anywhere.
When you say you make it rain on Bespin, it just means you missed the target in the bathroom. That's all.
I need to fix that leaky pipe.
You're supposed to aim for the bowl. Oh, I'm just saying.
If I can't, I'm not gonna get. I'm Scott Stormtrooper aim, and I'm always gonna have it. I'm always going to have Stormtrooper aim. If I don't have it at this point, don't put that pressure on me. It's not happening.
It's like, please don't make it rain. No, I don't like it when it rains. Mm-hmm. It's not pleasant.
Yep.
So it says Ubisoft had 3 additional major releases planned for the fiscal year back in May. They had Assassin's Creed Mirage, which has already been released. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, which is releasing in December, with following delay from last year. So 3 minus 2. Again, it's pretty easy math, right? And then the much delayed pirate adventure title, Skull and Bones. Ubisoft confirmed during their latest earnings call, Skull and Bones have been delayed into fourth quarter of the fiscal year, meaning it's set to release before March 31st. So there you go. We had 4. We had Star Wars, Skull and Bones, Avatar, and Assassin's Creed. 3 of those have been accounted for. 1 is mysteriously missing.
Why do we have to watch Bespin jump through like checkboxy stuff to solve the mystery? Just say what you delayed, you idiot cowards. I mean, Do you think this is the better way to go? People like speculating about your failure to make your date? Do you think that's good? Is this better just to rip the Band-Aid off and say exactly what the problem is on that one? It's fine. I would rather wait and the game be right. And most grown-ups feel that way. But this whole something's delayed, but we're not going to say what it is. Like, what is that? I mean, that's ridiculous. Grow up, company. I'm a man-child, and I'm telling you to grow up as a company. That's silly. I mean, it is a silly way of conducting your PR.
Yeah. Just
say it.
Lucasfilm's is just as bad. So I mean, what are you going to do?
Oh no, Lucasfilm isn't bad. Lucasfilm is dysfunctional at an idiotic level because their whole culture has grown up being, well, here's Star Wars. They are the trust fund baby of PR.
Okay.
Like, they don't have to be good. The thing's already good. They just get the thing. They go, oh, we did it again. Oh, fair. Really? Because every time you try to do a Willow or a Tucker or an Indiana Jones, like lately, you can't do it because you only do it if it's already set up at third base for you just to tap it in and walk home. But this is a big video game company. Just say what it is. I mean, everybody's going to figure it out. Everybody's going to do the math on it. Like, right. Why make it like? Is the idea that it gets buried in the ambiguity and we go, well, maybe it's not. I'm not mad. I mean, the people that are going to get mad are going to get mad anyway. I'm not even mad about the game being delayed. I'm just mad about the stupid, like, making the everybody have to, like I said, oh, well, here's the context clues. Like, right. If this is an investor's call, if I was investing in them, I would be annoyed with them. I'd just say it. Say it to me straight. Tell me what game is not coming out that I invest. If this is an investor's call, is that what it said?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
That's why they had to fess up to it, because the investors.
Yeah. So if you're gonna fess up.
There's
the
last paragraph here. Bespin kind of sums up as well.
Yeah.
Right? Points to the delay of Outlaws. It may frustrate fans who are looking forward to Outlaws, but a delay will only benefit the quality of the game and hopefully the developers working on the project. As a software developer, I can say I appreciate when they take that kind of pressure off. Because when you are writing code that has to be released today,
right,
your code is going to invariably have bugs in it, and then you look bad, right? You look bad, the developer, because you didn't have the time you needed. So I know they take a lot of pride in the work they do. They want it to be clean. They don't want it to come back buggy. Who wrote that? Nobody wants that.
Right.
So, Meg, anything to add to the Outlaws story?
Not really.
Okay. Right. Jason was talking about, is this was the tailpiece the rubbery like the one from
yeah, can you put that in your eye and see if it hurts?
Minutes. let me quit sharing here. This I noticed before, this has a storage in it. So it's got little compartments as you assemble it, so that you can put things.
Did you ever have that spaceship as a kid, Meg?
I did. The one from episode 1.
Yeah, like the tail was like rubber, but it could be like shaped like crooked, and then it would never go back to not being straight. I hated that.
The only part on this is the end.
Yeah.
Here, okay. Has a little.
It doesn't look as bad as the one that we had in '99, though. It looks like that's going to be probably better.
Yeah, and I think this has got a cover that goes over it as well.
Jason, did you ever get the 12-inch Sebulba?
The 12-inch Sebulba? No.
That was one of my favorites.
I had some of those. Actually, strangely, my let's get beat up on the playground in the 80s if you were a kid thing was, I got into those Padme dolls. They made these like high quality Padme dolls, like a whole line of them. And I was like, they were really good. That was the time I collected dolls for Phantom Menace. Padme, they had like her different costumes, like the different outfits and stuff. And they made handmade, and they had all that stuff. It's pretty neat. But once you mess with the hair, I couldn't get the hair back, and that kind of killed it for me.
I remember way more recently the Forces of Destiny dolls.
Yes, I bought those for penny. Those were fun.
Did you ever get the Ahsoka? Because that one is super rare.
Is it really?
It's really rare. Yeah.
They had it at the dollar store here, not for $1. We have these stores called 99-cent stores, but they sell things for like $10. But they all ended up at the 99-cent stores for like $7 or something.
Damn.
Yeah. I wish I knew it was rare. I would have picked up a bunch.
You
But yeah,
mentioned
we have one.
handmaidens.
We have one though.
Did you see that the actress who played Saoirse forgot that she was in Star Wars?
Really?
Yeah. It was in the Rolling Stone the other day.
Wait, what is she doing now that allows her to forget that she was in Star Wars?
I think she's still acting.
Just done so many. Well, okay, that's cool. What are you doing over there, Santa Claus?
The parts. I mean, I'm,
Okay.
I'm unpackaging parts. The fun thing about this is some of the details they put into it. Like you remember during the episode when she was doing, they had this, right? And there was talk about, you could see this elsewhere in Star Wars, right? Like this is not.
Well, isn't that the trash compactor thing?
Yeah, like the one that Luke used
they
to
put
hold it. Yeah, the bent and didn't make it. So they actually give you one of these that you can put into the storage as well.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's fun stuff. There's a box of things. So I'm just going through the box of things right now. So we have Light and Magic Season 2. We've got the Hasbro Premium event that's later today. That'll probably be nothing. I have heard a little bit about what might be coming this afternoon.
So
I hesitate. I'll wait until I get a DM. Like the person who gave me the information is watching. They're listening.
Mm-hmm.
They're secret. If you'll DM me on Discord, let me know if I can share any of this. All right. Oh, it leaked. So we have a vintage collection. The only thing we're getting in the vintage collection, which goes with this, right? The vintage collections is what I prefer. They're the 3 and 3/4 inch figures. The only thing that they're coming out with is the photo real Cassian. Photo real Cassian, and they're holding off the rest of it until Saturday, tomorrow.
Still no life-size Big's body pillow though, right? No,
I don't know. They're doing some reveals tomorrow in London at the convention. There's a Comic-Con in London. You going to the Comic-Con in London tomorrow, Meg?
I'm not.
You're not?
No.
That's for nerds, right, Meg?
I would have done, but I had quite a lot going on this month.
Yeah.
Fair. So inside this package is actually one unique figure. They've released a lot of Grogu's, right? There's a number of Grogu's you can get from different places.
Okay.
The one that comes here is a little bit different than the others because he's got his hands up. Right? They're not.
This one getting arrested? What's going on here?
They're not posable, but the idea is he can go in the Grogu hatch. Right? There's the Grogu hatch on this one.
Yeah. Put him in.
You put the lid on, and he'll have his hands up against the the window. I got to get to the part that holds the Grogu in the Grogu hatch.
Right.
I haven't gotten to that part yet, but you'll see there's the peg on his foot. All vintage collection figures have a little peg, so you can put them on stands. So there you go. Bespin, Meg, Dave Tree can get you in. You can go work at his stand. You can be, bring people in. He can advertise, hey, Star Wars Meg's at my stand. You should. No, I'm just.
Get your Star Wars Meg autographs. Star Wars Meg autographs. Peanuts.
Yeah, exclusive.
Hot dogs. Star Wars Meg autographs.
Yeah. Meg's definitely not going to Comic-Con now. No, not going to do that.
It depends on what they get you to sign.
Mm-hmm.
It's like some guy comes up to you and goes, "Can you sign my scrot?" It's like, no.
No.
But maybe.
No.
But maybe.
No. So here we go. For the Grogu hatch, this model comes with two inserts. The one insert that goes in here, you'll see, just has a peg for his little foot, right? So you can put the Grogu in there, and you can put.
So you just pegged Grogu, is what you're saying.
I was aware. I was worried that was.
I don't know. I don't understand why. What have I said? I'm just on the stream watching Grogu get pegged. Wow.
And it just holds him
sideways. He's getting pegged upside down. I mean, it's crazy.
You should retitle this video "Santa Pegs 50-year-old."
Yeah.
No.
Santa Pig's 50-year-old green.
Now I'm going to complain about one thing with this figure. One thing.
Okay.
Is it comes with this other insert, right? So there's the insert. It goes in there, and it's got this attachment piece. This is meant for R5's head, sold separately, right? It doesn't come with an R5 noggin that you can put on there. You have to go buy an R5, then pop the noggin off of it, and then take the noggin and put it onto there.
Okay. Well, it would be nice if it came with it, but they gave you the ability, if you care, to like do it. I think that counts for something. I'm going to give them that.
Counts for something. It counts for something. Yeah.
So because I remember going out, and I'm very excited about Star Wars because they haven't made toys in a very long time. And I'm out here. I'm not paying for it. I'm just straight up stealing it. R5D4, and his head doesn't even turn. He opens up and rockets shoot out of him. What? Remember that? Remember that first Power of the Force 95 R5D4?
No.
His head didn't turn. He split open and rockets come out. He had a rocket. They were making all of the action figures buff, and R5D4 needed to shoot missiles. They figured that was the only way. But look when you feel like it. Look up Power of the Force 95 R5D4. It's a joke.
So there's Grogu.
Oh yeah, look at him in there.
Very cute. And then you just put the lid right on there.
Yeah, just make sure he's extra pegged, guys, because you don't want him falling out.
And so there you go.
He can look at space whales and be like, "Is that Ahsoka going to another galaxy?"
Wonder if Ahsoka's riding into one of those whales over there.
Ahsoka? Ahsoka getting eaten by space whales at Space SeaWorld? Is she okay? You can do that if you want.
Oh, Jason.
It's your adventure. That's the best part about pegging Grogu with your new N1 Naboo Starfighter.
No. You're terrible.
Sold separately.
So put your
imagination sold separately.
He wants me to go get my R2 and pull the head off of R2 to put on. No, I don't want to do that either. Right. Just put the head. You got to be careful how you say this, right? Just put the head in the box.
Okay, so wait, give Grogu head and then peg him and put him in the spaceship? Is that what he means? I'm really confused right now because I don't have the toy, and I'm more of a visual learner, and I don't have it to so you have to explain it to me really clearly, like I'm an idiot, because I am.
Look, he set me up, and then look what he's doing in the chat.
I'm amazed by how reserved Meg is today. Meg has really grown up in the last week.
I was actually just trying to think of a better pun for head, but I agree. Very mature.
Oh, you guys. Do I have any more space on the shelves for the M1? Answer is no, I do not. It's going to have to go on my desk. Right now, I've got the Razor Crest sitting beside me right here. And then I'll put the N1 on the desk as well. I got to look. I got some parts that I don't know where the parts go. Up to this point, I've been fine. But this one here, I'm like, what? Wait a second. Need some help.
Yeah.
Oh, look here. This is what I was talking about. So you remember this piece, right? Luke Skywalker's brace for the with the trash compactor. They made a spot to plug it into here. So you got to open this, right? And right inside of here, see that?
Yeah.
Right there? That's where you take this
I'm so confused. Why?
and you put it right in there.
But why?
So you have it. Now it's stored.
They didn't give me an R5D4, but they gave me that. Like that was where the priority went. Okay.
Right. We have to have the hidden piece.
Oh god, I gotta have the stupid pole from A New Hope. It's a throwback.
It's an Easter egg that you put inside.
Give me the stupid throwback from A New Hope. That's R5D4's head instead.
You put it inside of here. But I will say that it's viewable because the way this goes.
Well,
so
without that, the whole thing is just trash.
It's right. You can see it sticking through there.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
That's fine, I guess.
Again, pretty
scump.
They still need to put the they should have shipped an extra R5 noggin to put on the thing, or just shape this with an R5, made that as a piece, but
right,
whatever. So there you go. That's most of it. It's got some other detail. Oh, you got to put the hot rod engine on the front.
Oh yeah,
right? Because they if you don't have the beefed up carburetor.
Without that, it's not an American Graffiti reference, and no one will understand it.
Right. I mean, come on, Jason. That's the fun part. I gotta find. Where's that go? I think that goes right in there.
There's a lot of self-hate in this stream on my part. I admit it.
There you go. Now it's got the extra carburetor on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Makes it go more faster.
Grogu cares about emissions. Global warming across the galaxy.
Yeah. You got to have the extra carburetor on there. That's fantastic. You got to soup up your hot rod.
It is cool though. It is. That is a pretty fun toy. I think if I was like a kid, I'd be all about this toy.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
like you said, maybe Luke needs one.
Yeah, I want to get him one.
Maybe he does. Maybe he needs one.
That has been the fun part, because I hit this point with collecting and stuff where I would buy it, it would intrigue me. I look at it, I'd have that like little dopamine hit, and then it's gone, and I don't care anymore. I'm like, if I ever see you again, don't care. That's been the fun part, is buying things and then being like, here you go, kid, go have a good time. And then you know what I mean? I get it. They get the toy. Everybody's happy.
It's great. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? There's. I got two other, and then it comes with a stand. It's got. It's similar to the Razor Crest, right?
Yeah.
The Razor Crest has the same stand, except it's more bigger.
My Target just finally is getting those Luke Skywalkers with Grogu. So I picked one of those up for him for Christmas. That's one of the things I'm going to give him. It's like the 2-pack of Luke with Grogu, like the little Hasbro figures.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a nice stand. Yeah, we didn't get fancy stands when in '99. We just got a bent tail.
Well, the really cool part about this stand is because it's a ball joint.
Yeah.
That goes on there is.
Force your ball in the hole, Santa. You can do it. Good job. You're sideways. Oh, Santa put his ball in the hole sideways, guys. He needs to like turn it.
So now you can position it, right?
Oh, wow.
And you could display it like,
yeah,
with different kind of.
And notice that Grogu's not just like jostling around in there. He's firmly pegged in position. Yeah,
I just love it. I think this mount is glorious, right?
That is cool though. No, that is pretty nice. That is actually like, you know what? I'd say if you had to cut R5D4 for that, cool.
The stand is great. Now I got to get a din. I've got an extra din around here somewhere.
Yeah,
I've got to take my extra din and put him in there. Because right now he's just hanging on.
Just open the other one, man. This is cool. I mean, you got it right there.
Just not opening the other one.
No, and then get the package and crumple it up. and just do it like on screen like this.
Not doing that. Not doing that. Yeah. I didn't say that, Baymax. You daggone. Let's look at this thing. Where's my extra bin? He's busy. He's busy. Oh, he's over there. Anyway, I'll do that later. I'll do that later. What else? What else is making the Star Wars rounds this week?
Nothing. I mean, we got the actor strike. That's probably going to end up going into January now. It looks like
that's Meg. That was her bad. She had a bad news, good news show today.
Bad news, good news, bad news. I mean, unless you like the delay of the game, right? What was the good news?
Yeah, good question. What was the good news?
What was the good news?
Dark Forces remaster.
Is that good news? Do we care?
It's a good game.
Okay.
It's a good game. Yeah. So the other part about the actors strike looks like they've got about a week to wrap that up, to come to a settlement, or they're going to say, never mind, we'll come back in January.
Yeah.
If that happens, then that's even worse news, because nothing can start until the actors get on a new contract. So that's going to be potentially pushing things further out. And one of the things Meg mentioned, and it's true, and we've kind of been mentioning for some time, is any schedule you thought existed for Disney Plus or movies, for Star Wars, for Marvel, for whatever, I would just chuck that out the window, right?
Yeah, I know what it is right now. And it's not going to make anybody happy. And I'm not going to say what it is, because it's probably still going to change. And then people will say I said something that, even with the caveat, they won't remember or acknowledge the caveat. But yeah, I would cancel my Disney Plus. I wouldn't hold on to it unless you just want access to the archive of their content. But I wouldn't have Disney Plus, and I wouldn't hold my breath on anything soon at all. And that for the last time I'm ever going to say this, that January thing for Skeleton Crew is simply a filing for that. It's going to come out in that year. That's all they cared about. The show's not coming out in January. It's impossible. It is literally impossible. You cannot promote. If it comes out in January, they're not promoting it with $1. It's not. They're gonna promote it. It's the most expensive show they ever made, I think, at least out here. So it's going to be promoted. So yeah, I wouldn't expect anything to. But also, by the same measure, the actors not coming back until March probably won't make a difference either into any of the stuff. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, because of the actual, like, how they're spacing the content out. I don't think it matters. So, yeah. And once again, and if you do have Disney Plus want it, that Hulu bundle is the way to go, because you get for $20, you end up with Hulu and you end up with Disney Plus. So it's like $10 each. You get
and ESPN for
yes, yeah, and you get ESPN. So
now, I'm going to say one thing about that, because I do have a rant on that. I got the bundle. I'm like, oh, I've got the ESPN Plus thing that is part of the bundle. You know what's on ESPN Plus? Nothing you want to watch. Oh, that's what's on there. If you want to watch it, it's not on ESPN Plus, guaranteed. Okay. You want to watch English Premier League match because it's a top match of the week.
Yeah,
I'll guarantee it's not on Disney Plus. I mean ESPN Plus. You want to watch the NFL game, and you're like, oh, I'm out and about. I'll use my ESPN Plus on my phone, and I'll watch it while I'm doing the thing I don't want to do. No, your NFL game's not going to be on there either. Your college football game, not on there. They'll have some, minor AAA whatever.
Well, I got a pitch. We send Meg to like the London Comic Con, and as she gets recognized, she wrestles the person. And then like that's the sport is you have to identify Meg, and then actually best her in the sport of wrestling.
And then she'll autograph whatever you want.
Yeah. You know what's funny though, Jason, having been to Celebration, the
Yeah.
amount of people who you could think looks like me.
Right.
Because I don't do anything special with my hair, or you know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of people who have vaguely the same height and hair color.
Yeah. So just really like walking up to like ladies, speak,
Yes.
speak, say jibber jabber, say it. And that's one of the rules they'll make. If somebody says say jibber jabber as the real Star Wars Meg, you contractually have to say it. You can't. That's
I can't go no hablo inglés.
it's like playing Marco Polo and you not saying polo. If you don't do it, it's just cheating.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. It's the only appropriate response for the Marco is polo.
Yeah.
So
you have to say it. I mean,
you have to.
otherwise it's
Yeah.
cheating.
Yeah. Well, it's just the ESPN Plus is almost useless. It's almost useless, and the only way they want to show you actual ESPN content is if you have a cable package with ESPN. Then you can sign in with your cable package and watch it on the app. But the actual subscription to ESPN Plus is like for what?
Guys, I'm starting to think that maybe Disney is just like a greedy, stupid corporation.
You think?
Maybe.
Hey, sometimes
you know anything about Tales of the Jedi?
No. There's a lot of rumors going around about it, and I like lightly like touched on one of the big ones, and I think I got the sideways look, meaning like that's ridiculous. So I hope that's wrong, but because it's like the rumor is that like it's Balin has like a show, and that Ray Stevenson already recorded the lines for it and everything like that. And I just looked into it very briefly, but I think I got shut down. But also sometimes I get shut down, but it's not really being shut down. I just don't understand what they're saying because I can't read between their stupid lines. I love you, sources, but sometimes I don't know what you're talking about. Sometimes I'm stupid. You tell me. Yeah.
I'm not going to do Bad Batch and Tales in the same year. Because I think we all know Bad Batch is almost guaranteed for 2024 at some stage.
I don't want to step on anybody's toes. Bad Batch will be out in 2024. Like I know when Bad Batch is coming out. I know when Bad Batch is coming out, and I don't know when Tales is coming out. And honestly, the other one, Visions, I don't know when that's coming out either. But it sounds like Visions is kind of a little ways away, but it's kind of hard to say because there's so many companies doing different things for it. And the couple of things that I do know about it, it sounds like it's far away. I hope I'm wrong, but it does sound like that one's maybe 2025.
If I were Disney, I'd put out the Celebration Bad Batch trailer. And just be like, coming next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine what they'll do is they're going to do that trailer that's like what's coming on Disney Plus in 2024. And Skeleton Crew and Acolyte will be in there, and Bad Batch could be in that. Bad Batch should be in it because it will be out, but they tend to focus on the live action stuff, if I remember right on that. But yeah, it seems like Bad Batch is for sure. Bad Batch earlier in the year for sure.
And Acolyte,
they should do it on Star Wars Day.
That would be a day. I mean, they usually do something like they did Visions last time. Was that right? Was it Visions?
Yeah, Visions.
Yeah. So, like I said, I don't know when Visions will be out, but I think it's going to be out late.
And we know Acolyte is for sure 2024, right?
Yes, Acolyte is their main show for the year. Acolyte is the show. I don't really care what any of the weirdos think about the show, but it's funny to watch those guys be so wrong. Like about that one. Like and it's completely that's the one that they wholeheartedly believe in. Now it doesn't mean they're right. We just saw that they thought Ant-Man was like the one. We saw them crash Indiana Jones. They don't always know what they're doing, so I'm not saying that. But internally, Acolyte is the show. Acolyte's the one. All the dough is going to go towards Acolyte. You're going to have Acolyte buses and billboards like it's Indiana Jones 5. Like
or
it's going to be
right.
Yeah, even more than what Ahsoka
Even more.
got.
Like
Even
Ahsoka
more.
was everywhere.
This is the show. This is the show Kathleen Kennedy is like
Yeah.
all about.
They want Acolyte to blow up. They want Acolyte to spawn a cinematic universe in the end. That is like the tacit goal. And originally, this was supposed to be, they were supposed to start at the goal. Originally, they were supposed to start making the High Republic films, and then it just kept falling apart and getting dashed and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And but now they're kind of doing it. Okay, we're going to grow into it, and they literally are. They're like this little book initiative, which is just like the leftovers, the ghost of the Game of Thrones guys project. And then we end up now we're gonna have this Acolyte series, and the Acolyte series they want to spawn other shows. So I wouldn't be surprised if what we actually see, if let's pretend Mando 4 is good, and then the Ahsoka 2 is good, and then Dave Filoni's film connects. I think if Dave Filoni's film connects, we see sort of a turn down on all of the TV shows that Filoni and Favreau are doing as they move to film. And I think as they move to film, Disney Plus then pivots to the High Republic era Acolyte spinoffs shows. And then that's what they built for that next decade. And then that moves into...
It's very possible. Rob has another comment in here that's really good as well. But this, I highlighted this because...
I hate Rob. That's pretty funny, though.
It's good. It's really good. Look, but Star Wars Detours is done, right? If they ever wanted to,
I've seen a lot of Star Wars Detours, you guys.
Why not
It's
no. Why not?
You don't. It's not good.
So neither is Droids, but they put it on there. Neither is Ewok Tales, right? They're terrible.
Yeah, no, that stuff is vintage and gets a pass from being from a bygone era that they weren't responsible for. I'm telling you guys, it references songs from 2009 that weren't that big in 2009. And like people will not get the jokes.
But still, I will get them because I'm old.
No,
Yeah, you might have Obi-Wan saying, "Did you see that kid on YouTube, Justin Bieber? He's got 10,000 subscribers."
No, that right? No, like that would be an evergreen joke. Like it's I've seen a sequence from it. And I don't even remember what the song is from now. And then also like, so I used to do this like side gig where we would kind of like be like a middleman, where we would like hook up animators with projects, and then we would get a cut in sort of like doing that. And some of the artists who we did stuff with had worked on Detours. And so we had like stuff from Detours that they wanted to put in their like, here's the work I can do kind of stuff. And we couldn't use it, but I saw the stuff. And like I said, it's not a show they should really now, in my opinion, what they should probably do is just randomly put it like in like a DVD set, or it's like a Blu-ray set kind of thing, like a 4K set, and just put it out and let people buy it if they want it. But just because it is there, and collectors would probably pay $20 for it, but it's not good. Like no one is going to be happy about it. You would be better off selling that blue teddy bear stuff that they're doing already, that nobody cares about, that doesn't move, that it's just such a that's the only thing that they've done that is smart is not putting that show out, because it's not Robot Chicken. If it was Robot Chicken, I'd be like, yes, but it's not. I don't know if George Lucas ruined it. You know, George Lucas trying to produce Robot Chicken is what you get, like with that show. But it does not have, and I can tell you this too. On top of it, internally, the bootleggers at Lucasfilm don't like it either. Like no one likes it. It has,
But I don't. At this point, I don't care if they don't like it. Just put it on there with the like extra stuff that doesn't count. Like put it in there so we can watch it. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Nah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
In the era where they're like taking Willow off because it sucked,
Well,
they're not going to put like that on and then just to take it off.
But they took Willow off as well because of having to pay extra royalties and stuff to the actors.
Something that isn't bringing in some subscribers,
right?
Which
but they wouldn't owe anything to the folks with.
Yeah, they would.
Would they?
Yeah,
okay.
they own Willow just as much as they own Star Wars Detours. You know,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got a point there. There. Rob said the Acolyte is a prequel's prequel. This is true, and it's going to, I think, allude to the prequels. Like there's going to be things that, in retrospect, when you see them, you're like, "Oh, that's what the prequels were talking about," or "Oh, that thing is further along with the prequels." But because it's still set a good bit before the prequels, right? Like 150 years or 50 years, something like that before the prequels.
Well, if we take every dialogue, every slip Leslie Headland ever made in her life, it's like 50 years before the Phantom Menace.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's going to be some things that it's not like they're going to be direct references, but there'll be some pieces. Yeah. But the other part is like Vanessa Rowe, who is a High Republic character, is in it. So this is an introduction for the folks who haven't.
How old is that character? Is that character like live to be a normal human years?
Well,
does that give us a hint about exactly when the show must take place?
In the books, she was like 15.
Okay,
she was really young.
And
in the show, she's 40.
40.
Yeah.
So we're somewhere around 40 years out from it. So what does that put us then? Does that put us 50 years before Phantom Menace?
Jason, I've got a question. If it's 50 years, you've got a good idea of like the temperature in the room at Lucasfilm. What would be the thinking of the potential of someone like Plagueis or Tenebris? Like, what do you think about that?
I think that in terms of that show, they're aware of like the Plagueis stuff. Everybody, I don't know everybody, but a lot of people, I've seen them make the jokes about Plagueis when it's anything. Is there Plagueis? You know, it's kind of like a thing. And but when you look at Acolyte and the era, it only has a few things that it can do to ignite like fans. Oh, I know what that is. You know what I mean? And it's like outside of Baby Palpatine, Plagueis and Yoda are the two. And like Yoda, originally, I think this whole thing kicked off just as an opportunity to do young Yoda stories. And then I think Grogu kneecapped it. And so they will still do Yoda, but now Yoda's not young. He's just Yoda, you know, just Yoda. And they move the timeline up. And so he's still, what is he, like 700 years old or something now instead? So it's the same guy, basically, you know, all in all. But in terms of like, moving into that like Plagueis story, I would think it would go there. But also, just to be like completely honest, I'm not 100% sure that she's going to become like a Sith Lord in the season.
No. Vanessa Rowe wouldn't.
No. I'm talking about the main character.
Okay.
I'm talking about our protagonist of the show. I'm not sure she becomes, because like when it's called the Acolyte, we right away assume it means, oh, she's like Darth Plagueis' Sith apprentice. But it actually, I think it might just refer to her the fact that she's a Padawan who didn't work out and then now is on the spot. Now, will she become that? Probably. You know what I mean? It does seem like it's going that way in the big picture because it's about delving into the mystery of the Sith evil stuff. So I do think it does go that way. But in season 1, for all we know, it might just end with her cracking the mystery about what is this, and like her like before a Sith Lord that we don't even see. Don't put it past him. You know, I don't know if that'll make people mad in the end or not, but someone else who I know in the industry, just put it that way, knows about Acolyte, and is like, is backing up the enthusiasm. Creatives are definitely excited for it, like what they're doing with it.
I've said this before, like when you look at Leslie Headland from a perspective of just being a Star Wars fan, all the other nonsense that people bring into the things about her, right? There's other things about her from her career and her social.
We don't have to dance around it. The fact that she worked for Weinstein, everybody worked for Weinstein. It's an idiotic.
No, that plus her social activism, plus other things that she said. The whole thing that was taken out of context with George Lucas, that people are like, she said he was a misogynist. She never said George Lucas was a misogynist. But that was the narrative that came out of it on some of the channels that
because they don't know what the auteur theory is. They don't even. It's above them. It's above.
Well, not only that, but when the story came out, they left that part out. You had to go back and find the original article or the original interview and listen to it. Which who does that? Who actually goes and reads?
Who does their job? I don't know of like 2 people in the whole thing who do. So yeah.
Right. You and Bespin definitely are doing that, right? Very few other outlets are doing that. And it's one of the reasons Meg is so good at what Meg does, is she absolutely is doing it right. She, as a channel, a content creator covering these outlets, Meg's doing it absolutely the right way.
Meg. Dummy.
I love her.
Good job, Meg. Good job.
Yeah. But the thing is, a lot of other channels don't. Most other channels don't. Most other content creation channels don't. And even if the article is in Bespin's story, they won't actually go read it. Or if it's actually, detailed in there, they won't go read it. Or will they go back to the original interview and listen to what the person actually said? And Leslie didn't in any way put George Lucas in a negative light that he was a misogynist at all. That didn't happen. But they took some of this story out of context, and then they attributed it in a bad read.
Yeah, and like I said, the problem is that the auteur theory in Hollywood, that there's like one dude who can do it all and save everything, is inherently a misogynistic concept. And that was her point. But once again, if you don't know what the auteur theory is, if you don't know how it functions and how it has led to that kind of stuff happening in Hollywood, then it seems like, oh my God, she called George Lucas a misogynist. But once again, George Lucas is a San Francisco liberal, and you guys already hate him. If that is getting your panties in a bunch, you already hate George Lucas. You don't.
And they wouldn't say she didn't say that anyway. So
no, but she didn't even say
exactly
that.
Right. Yeah. You're exactly right. So the thing is, you take out all of that noise, right? Take away the noise. Leslie's been a Star Wars fan since she was a child. She's played the video games. She's played the board games. She's played she's read the books. She's been involved with the EU content that you guys say you love so much.
Yeah,
but
the EU sucks. But we know she does too. But, right, guys? Right? Who's with me? EU sucks, so Leslie Headland sucks. Who's with me? Come on, let's do it.
But Jason brings up a really good point.
Sorry.
As someone who absolutely reveres and loves George Lucas and has read the Star Wars archives and read J.W. Rinsler and really done what I think is quite a lot of research for the average fan in terms of George's philosophy, his inspirations of cultural anthropology and storytelling. But I find that section of the fandom that wants to clickbait, rage bait negativity, they tend to have crafted a George Lucas that never existed.
Yeah.
And it's this idea that George Lucas agrees with their rage, with their anger, they've got this idea that George is sat there at home right now, furious at Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's
Well,
just
and they
not
want
the
a
truth.
white knight for him, right?
Well, if you take like a 70-year-old guy with a big old gray beard and a flannel, and you move it like to somewhere else, politically, he probably does agree with them, and it just looks like that. But when you put it in San Francisco, oh, it's completely different. They're in a hot tub together, all the couples doing shinshi shinshi. That's in the air.
Right. It's just, I think you have the opportunity with Leslie and her knowledge of the franchise, her knowledge of the lore.
But she threw them the bone, and they just didn't want to look at it. And the bone was, I made sure that the writing team on the Acolyte wasn't just me. And when she said me, she meant a liberal lesbian woman in Hollywood.
Right.
That's what she was saying. So she has people that are like, yeah, this needs to work not only as a Star Wars story, but it needs to work as a story. And it doesn't matter what your politics, like she said all of this stuff, but they don't want to hear it. But
exactly. And
but Acolyte didn't go through rewrites. Acolyte wasn't delayed. Acolyte filmed for over 8 months and was completed. And everything that they are saying is a LARP, because they're not real serious people. They're just angry idiots.
Right.
And just to add to that, Jason, with the Acolyte, if this show is amazing, which I think it's got the potential to be, they will never admit it. They're going to go for things like viewership. They're going to attack it the same way they attacked Andor and Ahsoka. They're going to find anything to put it down, if not more, because of the politics of the creator.
I was covering Mando, like when Mando couldn't get arrested, like in like 2018. I was doing the scoops on Mando. And they were taking my stuff and they were calling it the Woe Mandalorian. Every single thing was the Woe Mandalorian, and they shut the F up real quick once they saw that it was popular. They really
and also the fact they made videos saying Cara Dune is woke.
Yeah, and a Mary Sue, a woke Mary Sue.
Now they flipped on that story.
Now she's the best Star Wars character that ever existed.
Sure, and I get it. The thing with and I keep trying to get to is just that with the Acolyte, it has the potential to lean into the lore deeper than any other content has. It's going to lean into the things that people say that they like more than any other Star Wars content has, or at least as much as any other. And the quality of the writing, the quality of the content is apt to be off the charts, right? Way higher than a lot of other things. And the things that people complain about, like, oh, Andor's not really Star Wars, it's just science fiction with a Star Wars name. Those kind of things, they can't say about the Acolyte. They're not going to be able to say that. It's going to have your lightsabers, it's going to have your blasters and your Star Wars. It's going to have all the things. It's just the narrative around Leslie. And then the other half of that is that this is Kathleen Kennedy's pet project, and she's putting her spin of Star Wars into the show. Like, that's a big
we always laugh at that, because in no way am I saying that Kathleen Kennedy is like an extreme right winger or something like that, because she's not. But when you get down to it, she's actually like super rich white lady that's been a bajillionaire for like 30-40 years now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's not in touch. She's not doing anything that all the stuff that they think is happening. It's not actually that, you know. I kind of usually hear like the opposite about it, which is kind of funny. But
look,
whatever.
We'll get more into it as we get closer and the stories really start popping for the Acolyte. And I suspect.
What if that happens? Should I, Mike?
I suspect you and Mike have, or you and Mike, you and Bespin have some stories that will begin to publish as we get closer, and we will have things to talk about the Acolyte when that starts ramping up next year. It's just in this lull there's things that people are bringing up.
Yeah.
There's two things I want to do before we close. I don't want to lose focus of. First, I know, Meg, you are friends, I would put it that way, with Paul Sun-Hoon Lee, right?
I am indeed.
Yeah.
Very privileged to be. He's a wonderful guy.
He's a nice guy.
It couldn't be two better people. I'm super happy for you. And he's a fan of yours, and you were able to interview him. My wife and I just started watching Kim's Convenience. And if anybody hasn't watched that, go watch it.
It's amazing.
It is the best. And we're powering through. We just started watching it Monday.
We're going to get on
Netflix.
Netflix.
There's 5 seasons of it on Netflix. And it is one of the best written comedies you will find, period. It is fantastic. And Paul is killing it, absolutely killing it on that show.
Yeah.
And watch his TED Talk as well on YouTube about it. He talks about how he tried in his early career to avoid the stereotype of, that his parents were subjected to when they moved to Canada. But he actually ended up embracing his heritage as a Korean Canadian. It's a really good TED Talk, and it gives you some insight if you're a fan of that show.
Wait, he's Canadian?
He is, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm USA only. Sorry. Can't watch it. Won't do it. I watch the Star Wars content, but that's about it.
Well, he's absolutely brilliant. And part of the humor is he leans into the cultural stereotypes of North American Koreans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
what are those? I know. I mean, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but what is it? I don't even know.
It's just like the speaking patterns,
just like convenience store owner kind of thing.
Yeah. The speaking patterns, broken English with the exaggerated kind of Korean accent to it.
Mm-hmm.
He really leans into some of the pronunciations. It's fantastic. It's just so good.
I have a lot of love for Koreans because I grew up in the Korean part of London.
Okay.
And so grew up with their food, grew up being friends with Koreans. My nanny as a kid was Korean. I have a lot of deep respect and understanding for their culture. So that made it, I guess, even better from that perspective, watching Kim's Convenience.
Out here, like 20 years ago, all the Korean families opened up donut shops. And then those kind of started to fade out. People stopped getting, into donuts, got a little more healthier. And then now they've all pivoted to pho, which is not Korean, but they're doing Korean pho, their version of it. It's so good though. I love pho, so I'll eat it twice. I'll eat Korean pho and your standard pho.
Well, when I was in the Army, the U.S. Army, there's near Army bases, there tend to be a lot of Korean restaurants. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Servicemen who get stationed in Korea are known to marry Koreans, and then they bring back Korean wives. It's common. I
want a Korean wife. Where can I find one? Korea?
There you go. That's a good place to find Koreans, I hear. But in any event, my barber for years was a Korean, and fantastic. You wouldn't think for military, getting a haircut isn't a whole lot, but the guy was fantastic. And without getting into details, but Paul is killing it in that show. The writing in that show is brilliant. The cast in it is top notch. Everything about that show is great. And since I have Meg here, and I know you're friends with Paul, I couldn't help but bring that up, right? My wife and I, that's all we watch right now. We're just binging the entire show. It's fantastic. The other thing we have to do before we go is the Mike Porter dad joke. And Mike,
oh no, Mike, last week. No.
We have a lot of really cool mics in our community.
A lot of
mics.
We've got
Jedi Mike, Mike Porter.
We need an Ike.
That's true.
Ike.
I've got a button. I've got like one of the old
I got a butt too.
button
Oh,
that says "I like Ike." You know, the old
Yeah.
political buttons.
like
Well,
when Indiana Jones said it. I
look,
like
I'm a
Ike.
Republican. Why wouldn't I have an "I like Ike" button? But anyway, no, Mike Porter's been on the holiday stuff, right? On the Halloween jokes,
Okay.
and he did a fantastic job today of giving us a specific Star Wars Halloween joke. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Okay.
I don't care if you don't like it, Jason. Too
Right.
bad. I love it. I love it. Says,
Okay.
why did the Jedi Temple never require anything from the fallen Jedi? Well, because they never wanted to force Ghost into anything. You don't want to force the ghosts. Force Ghost. Fantastic.
Mike, you did it. You're back.
It's,
And you were on theme too. It was like actually a Star Wars one.
it's absolutely on
right.
point. He's
All right.
like
Mike,
everything's fantastic.
I'm officially taking you off of joke probation for one more week.
For one more week. It was really well done.
Mike's like, what?
Lastly, Monday is my wife and I's 37th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
We're,
37.
37.
amazing.
It's 37. We got married as teenagers.
Wow.
I wouldn't recommend it everybody, but for us, it's worked. It's worked for 37 years. It's worked.
Yeah.
And we're going back to Indianapolis. We spent time out there when I was in the Army. We're going to Indianapolis. We're leaving here tomorrow morning, and we're going to go to Beef and Board's Dinner Theater Saturday night. And we watch Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
The Technicolor Dreamcoats.
The Technicolor Dreamcoat is a fantastic musical. Like-
we used to have the commercials for it on TV here constantly.
It,
Like,
Donny Osmond.
like in the 90s, they used to play it. They'd be like, Joseph, Technicolor Dreamcoats. And
Yeah. Joseph in Technicolor Dreamcoat. Donny Osmond played Joseph on Broadway for a while. For you young people, Donny Osmond was a guy on TV. Anyway.
He's the guy you see in the Star Wars videos doing like the Star Wars singing from the 70s. And that.
He was a little bit rock and roll. He was right. He was a little bit rock and roll.
Yeah.
Right? Marie was a little bit country. Yeah. Isn't that right?
Is that the show that C-3PO danced with the umbrella? Is that the one? Remember, the one where he dances like he has like an umbrella and does like a little tap dance.
You mean the Donnie Marie show, or
yeah? Was it on the Donnie Marie show that C-3PO did that? Because there was like a Star Wars Donnie and Marie special.
I don't know.
And there's like, it's hilarious. It's awful. Everybody should watch it. And when I say it's awful good, not like detours.
Like the holiday special. That kind of awful.
Yes. Yeah. Very, very dated. You couldn't make that today if you wanted to because it doesn't make sense. Kind of weird.
I was thinking of Astromech Jeremy, who is in the business.
The biz.
Yeah, he is in showbiz, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is on Broadway, and he's been an actor out there for years, performer out there for years. He's brilliantly talented, and we're going to go watch the Technicolor Dreamcoat live on stage in Indianapolis tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we'll be there for that. And then,
I got really drunk in Indianapolis at Celebration 2 and 3. It was fun. It's a fun little downtown there. So if you want to get drunk and go fighting, say where's Celebration? Where's George Lucas? I'm in line.
I'm a teetotaler. I've never drank any alcohol in my life. But anyway, sure.
Don't do it, Santa. Don't do it.
Sure. Only alcohol I've had is whatever's in the cough syrup and in communion. That's it.
Yeah.
But
how many bottles of cough syrup did you drink though? I was kidding.
No. So that's what I've got going on this weekend. We're going to Indianapolis. We're going to see Technicolor Dreamcoat. You guys got plans? Meg, you got a game Sunday?
No, not this Sunday.
Oh, okay. All right. Any plans for the weekend?
Yeah, dude.
Not that I
I'm
know
doing all
of.
kinds of cool stuff. I'm dressing up at Star Wars Meg, going to London Comic Con, and wrestling people.
See, that's what I'm saying. Well, look, what's your excuse, Meg? Come on, you got to go to the Comic Con. You got to go see Dave Tree and say hi.
I should, shouldn't I? I should go
You
say
should.
hello to him.
Jibber jabber. Whoa!
Well, and
Sorry,
the other funny part about that is our other real good friend, our mutual friend, all three of us. Meg saw him in person as well, and he has no clue.
Raymax?
Yeah.
Raymax. That's
That guy. Yeah. She saw him. How far were you from him when you saw him?
About 2 meters.
From Baymax?
Yeah.
You were that close.
I was.
Walked up.
I like to do it.
What's up, buddy?
See, he'll know exactly this part of the concert, but like each band member screamed. I can't remember the context within the song, but each band member had to scream, and he did a pretty cool one.
Was it like ah?
It was similar to your Chewie impression.
Ah!
No.
Oh, it was.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty good Chewbacca, right, guys? That's baby Chewbacca.
You were only like 2 meters from him at that point.
I was.
See, and he has no idea.
No clue.
No clue. Well, and to be fair, he had probably had a couple of shots with Greedo, so
After the gig, we went upstairs, and I started talking to Alex from Star Wars Explained.
Oh yeah,
and it took him a minute, but then
did he explain where you were?
He did. He Star Wars Explained to me.
Yeah,
but I saw him and his wife Molly. They were nice.
She's an asshole. Go on, sorry.
Really? I mean,
yeah.
I've no beef.
Yeah, you don't have the beef. Never mind.
Did she say something to you?
Oh yeah, every single time she likes to say like, "Oh my god, he can't say his name," but then likes to like get the validation. It's like go put some makeup on and validate yourself, loser.
Anyway, so after the gig, you went up and saw Alex and Molly, and what were you saying?
Just chatted with them for a minute. And what was funny is that across the room, I saw all of these faces I know from Twitter. But
did they all look like they spelled a fart, or was it cool?
Well, I'll just say this. I saw people who I know block me on social media. So that was quite funny. A lot of them are like podcasters and things.
I have to walk up to them and say, "Hey, what's up?"
I know I'm not going to name names, but Jason knows them. And he knows they don't like me because me and Santa associate with Jason.
Oh, no. What'd you guys do?
Yeah. Oh,
exactly.
I gotta share this too. I've got my Star Wars Halloween shirt on. I gotta share. Look, I love this shirt. Look at that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's brilliant.
Honestly, I was prepared to hate it. I'm not gonna lie, because they made some dumb ones. That one is actually pretty good.
Well, with Rob around, I probably should be careful showing T-shirt art because he hates T-shirt art that he didn't do. He hates some of the T-shirt art that he did do. I'm just saying. Like,
yeah, don't even mention T-shirts. In fact, I walk around him shirtless usually, just for that reason. Completely shirtless, Rancor Keeper style. That's how you have to be around Rob at all times.
So good. So good. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. I miss getting to talk to you guys.
Yeah,
Same.
It's good to see you. I hope, Jason, you got plans for the weekend? Meg's doing nothing.
Nope,
nothing.
Sad. Just being sad.
All right. Well, you guys, I hope you have a good weekend, and I can't wait to talk to you again. We'll touch up next week and see what's going on in Star Wars.
I ain't scared.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, then I'm going to let you guys go, and we will talk to you next time. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
Thank you, Santa.
You're welcome. And until next time, everybody, ho, 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 Merry Christmas.
I can do
May
this.
the force be with you always. Bye-bye.